Okay. Let me post. Let me post a link on Facebook. Because I guess I still need to do some testing with that other. Oops, not you. Duh. Why are you doing this to me? Duh. Sorry. Okay. There we go. Okay, now I can start it. And let me get on the watch. Hello. Hello again after such a long time. And yeah, I'm gonna have to have this even if it's right near my ear because that's my microphone. So I am glad that we can be online again, all of us. Hi Tina, hi Santa, hi Fran. Um, and Fran, you just asked me something, and I will put a reply on the video. It's a white pearl. It's in the Primo accents, and you have white sunset pearl, white pearl, sunset pearl, magenta pearl, peacock, bright green, and I think that these are all the pearls, and then you have the metallics. Thank you. But yeah, that's the white pearl in Primo accents. That's what you use. So let me get to. I'm sorry, I can have more light, but it would just come in my eyes too badly. So I'll probably just have at one point to get thick curtains for a curtain for that window behind me. I don't want to cover it completely because sometimes it's really useful when I try to show you how something came out, especially when it's something with chatoyancy and shimmer, um, to show you how it looks like in daylight, you know. So let's get to everything that's been going on. Um, I had another fairly hard month, health wise. So hopefully, I really hope that this is not the beginning of the decline, and I'll still be able to make many more tutorials for you. But I've been struggling again with fatigue, so I decided to restart my Atkins low carb, high fat diet because I know that that is bonjour Judith. That is a huge thing when it comes to energy. And I know that whenever I was on that diet, I was way more energetical. The problem is that, as you know, for a while I was really, really unable to keep it up because of Whisper's uh, requirements for his diet. Now I kind of figured out where I can get things a little bit cheaper for him. So now I can get stuff for myself, so I can go ahead with the diet. And I will, as I said on my Facebook page and on my private Facebook, I will. I had started before the whole thing started going south. I had actually started a YouTube channel with recipes, low carb, high fat recipes, and I will get back on that. But I wasn't able to do, even if yesterday afternoon I spent all day cooking. And I spent all day, yes. Of course, I start getting the guys here. I spent all day cooking for my low carb. And I will start posting again on my low carb, high fat channel I will post links from time to time on the Kalyana page if it's not at all polymer clay related, but I'm going to do some vlogs as well because it's a lot of time spent for me to keep, blogging by typing, and I'm going to address on that one I know this is not Kalyana related, but it's going on in my life, and this is what this monthly chat is for. But this will be pretty much addressing several, hi Teresa, several issues that people like me are facing. And I'm talking from several points of view, the age, the disability, and the cancer survivorship, because the requirements are different and there are a lot of things that we cannot really do to play by the book, play by the rule. So I'm going to slowly find time to address all that. I did not tape anything that I cooked yesterday, and I'll tell you in a minute what I cooked. It's so awesome. Because I'm still working on rearranging stuff to finally open the store on the website and do the destashes and all that. And my dining room table is all full of all kinds of pieces. So I really need to empty that. And also, not only for that, but I need to tape 2 tutorials that will be taped in the kitchen. I have this huge, hi Catherine, I have this huge, it's fairly big kitchen with a dining area, and that is great to tape stuff, but I need to make room. And I definitely cannot do those in here. One will be a tutorial on using a rock tumbler to sand and polish beads and cabochons, and what I found out, what I tested, what works, and how you do it and all that. And I want to thank you for this to two of my subscribers, Deborah and Tanya, who were so kind and actually got for me the rock tumbler and the tumbling media, so I can work on this tutorial. And I have experimented with several sizes of tumbling media and several types of bead shapes and cabochons, so I can finally bring you all that. But as I said, I need to tape that in the kitchen. The other thing that I want to show you is how to make a photo box with cheap materials out of stuff that you might have around. And for that too, I need my kitchen table. And the other thing that I need to do is to get a larger memory card for my Canon, because I have like 5 or 6 memory cards that are 2 GB, and I don't want to have to stop every 7 or 8 minutes to change the memory card in the camera. And I saw that the 64 GB now are not that expensive, so I'm going to get one of those. And by the way, I also want to thank you so much to whomever got from my wish list my latest things. Let me tell you exactly. Um, I had on my wish list the shellac flakes, and those were in order to be able to show you how to make your own shellac varnish. And somebody got it for me, and also somebody got me an organizer with shelves that has wheels, and that is going to be absolutely fabulous, because that will mean, hi Joaquim, I don't know if you say your name with Joaquim or Joaquim. Okay. And the thing is that that thing has wheels, so I'll be able, when I start making a tutorial or when I start making a live, to actually bring my stuff near me and not have to get up and all the time to to get myself tired. So thank you to the people who did that. And also the other things that will come soon in tutorials, and I want to thank to the ladies who got that for me, and that would be Carrie and Glenda and Deborah. I already showed you some work with the ice resin enamels, which are not really enamels. They are more a type of embossing powder, but they do get the enamel look when you work them. And I just did a small bracelet, but I will do more stuff to make it to show you how you can get the full enamel look. And the other thing, some of the silk glazes, and I will soon make some tutorials with those, and also some Prima Marketing's IOD molds. And with that, let me tell you how this goes. I want to start in August, and I'm actually going to launch a challenge. It will be separate from the live, but I want to start a challenge of thinking outside the box. How can I say it? You know how we are all about making for this and for that, and I want to start a challenge into using the technique for the fall, but changing the colors and creating something with that. Because the whole idea behind this is to think outside the box and realize that you don't have to make for anything in order to create art and in order to create beauty. Because I've seen so many times people trying to make tutorials to create this for gemstone or that for gemstone, and a lot of times it doesn't even look like that, and but they are still saying, oh no, this is this for gemstone. It doesn't have to be a for gemstone to be beautiful. It doesn't have to be a perfect for something in order for you to create art. you know that's the main thing, and this is something I'm going to try and convey with the challenge. And another thing, this challenge would be very specific, and it would be like use the technique for a faux, but change the colors and do something with it. I mean, be it cabochons, be it a piece of jewelry, be something of home decor or anything. But like if you would do a faux wood, try and make it in hues of pink. See how it comes out. Or make purple malachite, or I don't know, yellow turquoise, or stuff like that. Because I think that it would look fabulous, and it would help people kind of get out of this mindset that it has to be by these rules. Nothing, pretty much, well, except for the way that you need to use certain materials for them to work properly. But nothing really needs to be by the rules. And yeah, fantasy gemstones, something that might never happen. And what's to say that they are not as beautiful as a real gemstone? I don't have to. I mean, I was looking. I had last evening my the live with my sponsors, and I was trying to show them a new effect I discovered when it comes to cracking and all that. And the thing is that as I was trying to do stuff, my hand twitched and I poured a ton of mica powder, of teal mica powder on the piece I was trying to do. And of course, it didn't come up the way that I wanted it to come up. Even if it was not a faux, it wasn't trying to show anything. The thing is that once I got to, to the whole cracking part and all that, guess what happened? It actually looks absolutely like old copper patina. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to try and show it here, but if it doesn't, I will try and switch camera because I think that Hangouts allows me to do that. But look at this. I mean, it's real copper patina. And this was just, like and then another gorgeous effect also from that too much teal mica that got all. But yeah, I mean, you've seen it before. I showed it in another video how, yes, from Jupiter or Mars or whatever other planet that hasn't been even discovered. But yeah, that's what happened because sometimes I told you I have twitches in my hand. So I will try to pour something and then my hand would go "Thunk," and it goes. But yeah, as I said in the Foraku, which by the way, I think it should come up on the in the store today, I think. I'm not sure. I'll check in a minute and I'll tell you. But the word raku, actually, that's what it means. A happy, not happy accident, but happy. I mean, something that was supposed to be bad and the results are happy, are fortunate. And because this is how the raku technique came up, and it is a beautiful technique that happened by accident. So sometimes the accidents can be gorgeous and bring you new things. Let me see if the raku is up, or if it's not up, I'll tell you exactly when it's up. It's at the very end. No, not yet. Let me see. Because I don't know if it's today, tomorrow, or when it's supposed to be up. I'll tell you in a second. Because I know I had already uploaded it in the store and it's scheduled. I'm not going to wait until the last day. I'm scheduling stuff. Okay, products. Let's see. So it is supposed to come. Yeah, and I'm going to have to do the discount on it. I didn't do the discount on it yet. But no, it's actually on the 14th. I'm sorry. That's not. It's on the 14th that's going to come. And then those pretty necklaces will be out on the 16th. Anyway, yeah, and with the scrap clay, to my shame, for a while I was completely out of scrap clay. I was actually wondering how much would scrap clay sell for, because I probably would be willing and able to buy scrap clay. I'm using so much scrap clay, and remember that I told you one time, if you give me scrap clay and just some surface effect materials, I would be able to do anything. But yeah, so talking about the whole health issues, yeah, I've been having again all that fatigue, so I didn't tape much. Yesterday, I told you that I've been cooking all afternoon, so I made, and you will see all these recipes soon in my other YouTube channel. I'm going to tape that as soon as I get the kitchen ready for taping. So there's one thing that you can make snacks. It's called, I mean, I call them like that. It's little bacon egg nests. And they are very easy to make. You use the muffin pan and you just line it with bacon and then you make a scrambled eggs kind of thing. And they are delicious. And then I made two kind of roasts, one in the crock pot that's going to go cold for salads and snacks, and the other one in the oven with spices and things. Um, And I made a turnip casserole because you can use turnips to replace potatoes with a lot of success. And then I made what I call my little, the cauliflower mountain, is where you practically get a whole cauliflower and then you scoop out the stem and then you put it in a pot and then you baste it and you cover it with cheese and bacon and oh, it's fabulous. But anyway, what I'm trying to show, as I was saying, number one, it's all the difficulties that people who have a lot of issues can go through when trying to get on the low carb. But also, I'm trying to show how delicious the low carb, high fat diet is and how many awesome things you can eat on it, because people think, oh, that is so boring, that is so, and no, it is not true at all. I mean, believe me, I don't know if I ever told you, but my paternal grandpa was pretty much a cordon bleu chef, and he was the one who instilled to me the love for cooking. And all my life, I've been a gourmet. A gourmet is a person who doesn't eat a whole bunch of stuff, but they like refined things. And I always tried, and people say that I'm a fairly good cook, considering on how much weight my former husband's put on after we got married. Yeah. Anyway, but I made quite a few low carb, high fat recipes. And if you go, there's a website that's called fatsecret.com, and it is very, very helpful because there are people with all kinds of diets on it, and there's kind of like a central database of cookbooks, and everybody puts up their own recipe, but you also can enter whatever you're doing, and the site will automatically calculate everything, your net carbs, your protein, your fat, and your everything. So that is awesome. And I do have quite a good number of recipes published on that website. But I can tell you that I made a low carb, high fat tiramisu. I mean, we are talking about four things, right? Tiramisu, I make mousse, I make what? How long is my tongue? No way. I don't think so. I think that you need to show us how long is your limbic system, you know? Because I usually hate losers, and anybody who comes on a live to do this is a loser. So, congratulations for presenting yourself to us as such. Bye. And let me report you. And get you in timeout. There you go. Goodbye, loser. Okay. So, considering, let's deal a little bit with this person. Considering their name, they are a young one who cannot get laid, so loser 1 point. Who doesn't have any kind of social interaction, loser 2 point. And obviously that's why. And things that coming on a live on a channel for polymer clay, he's going to get any kind of effect. 3 point. Um, so what's the use, just to present themselves what a loser they are? As I said, yeah, congratulations, you just convinced everybody of what you are. So again, bye bye. Try and find somebody who is happy to have someone like you. I doubt you will, but anyway, probably you got a group somewhere. Anyway, back to where we were. So yes, you will see quite a bit of of recipes that I will be posting on my other channel. And I hope you will enjoy them. And on all of them, I already have, when I started the channel, I already have two recipes posted. One is with the low carb pizza, and the other one is with spaghetti squash recipes. And then I will be, as I said, I will be taping starting next week, because last week, well, I was so tired. I was planning on starting the diet on the first, but then, as I said, I was so worn out after I went grocery shopping by myself, and that was my mistake. Because what I did, number one, I wanted to hit three stores at once. And I went first to Goodwill, and that was a good thing because I found, I don't even know if they still make it. Let me grab it and show you. But I found one making push molds, the borders, at Goodwill, and it was 99 cents, and it was new in the bag. And then I got um, designer candle, and then I got a couple of humongous t-shirts that were half price, just because I like to wear those instead of aprons. You know how I whenever I work, I mess up my hands and I get all kinds of stuff on my fingers. And I use those type of t-shirts as aprons, because once they get too dingy to wear, I just throw them away. And for $1.50 that I pay at Goodwill for them, and you can find a lot of brand new things, because you know what stores do at the end of the season, they just go and donate stuff. So you can find a whole lot of brand new things. Um, then I went there. Then I went to Family Dollar for two reasons, because I have this humongous intake for my AC. That's like a 30 inches by 14. And number one, it's hard to find that size for the filter. And number two, it's like 14 or 15 bucks. But if I go and get it at Family Dollar, it's only 7. And then I found a few other things. Anyway, and only from there I went to the grocery store. And by the time I got to the grocery store, I was still not tired. Now, you have to think about the fact that in order to drive myself around, I have to wait until my pain pill stops working, because I'm not going to drive while I'm taking opiates, obviously. And then I'm driving and going around without any kind of pain management. So it can be, after an hour or so, it can be really painful. But anyway, by the time I got to Crest, I was still feeling pretty chippery. So I made the mistake of not using an electric cart. So as a result, by the time I was done with everything and I got home, I was so worn out that I pretty much slept the whole day. I was trying to stay awake and I couldn't. I would go in spurts, and then I needed Thursday also to recover. So yeah, um, that's why tomorrow I'm supposed to go again to do grocery shopping, and I'm going to make sure that I take the rest of the day off. But I was trying to explain why I did not start. I started my diet on the second, but without cooking anything. I didn't cook anything until yesterday, so now I have enough for a full week, because when I did before on what I did before when on this diet, I would just reserve one day in the week for cooking, and then I would prepare a whole bunch of stuff and put it in small Tupperware containers in the fridge in such a way that if I was getting hungry, I could just get, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, plop some mayo on top, and make a salad. Um, the other thing is, and I'm going to tape that because I didn't make them yet. So I'm going to definitely tape that. They are called fat bombs, and they are kind of like little snacks that they are very substantial in the fat content. So whenever you feel a little hungry and a little whatever, you can just pop one of those. And the way that I make them like, the little truffle candy, and I make them savory and sweet. For example, for the savory ones, I would just whip cream cheese and butter and mix that together, and then I separate into several flavors. In one of them, I would, for example, add bacon bits. In another one, I would add grated Parmesan and then roll it through sesame seeds. And anyway, I keep them in the fridge in a bonbon papers. And yeah, that's the whole idea, that the low carb, high fat diet can be superbly delicious, and you can make a whole bunch of stuff that will still be low carb. And keep in mind that most of my recipes are induction phase. The induction phase is when you have up to 20 grams of net carbs a day. So that is very low carb, but they are still delicious. Anyway, I will talk more about that on that channel. I'm not going to go too much into this. Now, the things that I already did and I managed to achieve, you saw probably I finally got around to do the first tutorial of the Raku series. And yeah, there are so many, Zenta, it's unreal. Anyway, so I managed to do the first one, and that was on the reduction oxidization type of raku. And I will post at least two more. Um, on one of them, if you were not aware yet, I had posted on the website already, and that is members only. And remember, I do have a free membership on the website. Um, how to make vessels without leaving any kind of whatchamacallit, baking blank inside. For the second one, I will post again member only, free membership only, how to make a taller type, because I'm trying to stay in the Japanese type pottery looks for now. And it will be a taller vessel, kind of like the ikebana type, because in the ikebana you can use either the completely flat one and uh, the taller one. And the next one will be on naked raku, and then the third one will be on the horsehair type technique. But also, and probably I'll make a fourth one with combining techniques, because there are some pieces out there where you can see how the artists have combined several of the techniques in the same piece. But the reduction oxidization one is the one that gets all those beautiful oil slick type colors. And you'll see it's fairly well explained. My sponsors can can tell you because they had it. So that was tier one. And for the tier two, there was this whole series, and I have posted the intro with the three different looking necklaces to show the versatility of that specific technique, how by changing just one little thing, it pretty much changes the whole look of the piece you're making. What will happen in August? There will be four gemstones, and I have the game. Remember, there's still the game is still up, and it will be going on until either somebody guesses, or until I actually do the the tutorial, because then by then everybody will know what the gemstones are. And there will be one for the tier one and one for the tier two. Then hopefully I will have enough health and energy to put up, because I have in plan, as I said, to do another type of vessel tutorial that without the baking blank inside, and then there will be at least one 4 gem or 4 gem type, gemstone type free tutorial that will be for the members only. The second thing is that I am going to try and start the online store this month. It implies quite a bit of work, and that's why it's so hard. Until now, I had to wait, and I had all these drawbacks because of the pets and all that. Um because I couldn't invest in the extension software for the online store that would calculate the shipping automatically, because I don't want to have to go on, you know, I have two choices without that software. Either I put the um, cost of shipping in the price of a piece and then say it's free shipping. But then, if somebody buys several, I would feel guilty for charging them for shipping for 3 pieces when I can ship everything in one box. Or, just put separate on each piece the shipping, but and then if somebody buys more than one piece, I would have to refund them the money for shipping. It's too much trouble. The thing is that there are several extensions, and I know which of them I'm going to get. And this one automatically connects to the USPS servers with the API and all that, and calculates automatic. Yes, they are a heap of work. Automatically calculates what type of, how big of a box the items would need, and people can select what type of shipping they want, and it will be automatically calculated, so I don't have to work on that anymore. Yes, those wax sculpting tools are absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. And I am going to still work, but remember that I have a live, and then I made a tutorial, the blue fairy, that showed about, but I would still have to show you how to sculpt a face from scratch. And I do have in plan on making a few little guys, like pixies and goblins and gremlins and stuff. We'll make a few of those too. Then some of the comments reminded me that I still have to catch from back. I need to do the peacock feathers. Then I still need to finish the carnival thing. I need to finish up. This whole thing with the stopping the lives was really a setback. But it's not me, the one who lost. It was people. So in the end, that's who was the most hurt by whose actions. And I'm not going to comment anymore, because I don't know, it's like every day more and more comes out. But anyway, what I wanted to tell you and recommend to you, um, number one, there are a few newer channels, and I do sometimes post the link to their videos on my Facebook page, that are really, really worth subscribing and following. Um, Celebrate Creations, she makes some wonderful 4 gemstones, and lately she made the red poppy. Thank you, Sonia. A red poppy jasper that looks, I don't know, it's just spot on. She did such a wonderful job. And then she made in the past some Mexican jasper, and no, Mexican, what was it, Teresa? I think it was a jasper. I forgot, I would have to look, chemo brain. And then another one that I posted on my Facebook page, you might want to check my Facebook page. There are a few really, really nice new channels out there that are worth subscribing to, because they are bringing some new knowledge and some more innovative stuff, because as much as it is nice and good to post about techniques that have been used before and stuff for beginners and all that, or how to use certain media, it is very refreshing to see new channels who post new approaches on things. Like, for example, I love no, it was Mexican. It wasn't the Imperial, it was a Mexican. I love Karina's. She's a Russian artist. I think her is Nebraska Studios, I think it's called. But and she also does lives, and recently she started actually her husband is helping her during the lives with the English translations. So that is absolutely fabulous. And she did a few lives that are awesome. And she's always wonderful. Then Archie D also posted some painting some goldfish on shells. That's beautiful with resin and stuff. And I am going to try a few more Prima marketing things. I mean, I'm not going to, as I said, not going to keep myself just into the waxes and stuff area, because they have so many awesome products that can be used on polymer clay, and you will be fairly surprised. I have a tutorial that's almost finished. I just need to render it, and it's part of my think outside the box and use all kinds of faux but with different colors. And this is let me make sure that I show it properly. Let me switch my window here. So this is coming soon on YouTube. That's going to be a tutorial. And again, I'm going to show you how to how to use certain things that are normally not used for polymer clay and not used for jewelry and not used for this and not used for that, but that you can use to make gorgeous stuff. Then yes, I will revisit this because I didn't put in my polymer clay order yet. I need to put it up, but I know that Trish was kind of busy and she will be busy until Monday. Um, because remember, I do not like how this came out because of the white Primo, and there's such a huge difference between the houndstooth cane done with Fimo with Kato compared to the one done with Fimo. That's so squishy and so going all over the place. But we'll get back to this bracelet. I will redo it as soon as I order some Fimo Professional. And talking about bracelets and bangles, I will do a few more of those just because for fall and winter 2018-2019, they are still the big oversized bangles are still in a lot of fashion. Then for spring, and I will discuss, I decided to make a few separate videos on all these discussion about jewelry trends, in which I can also present to you some of the materials and that you can and findings that you can use for those. Yes, Evrashka Studio. Okay, yeah. Um, because like for example, when I did these little earrings, with these I actually went a step ahead because these are with the jewelry fashion trends for spring 2019. So I'm going to try and keep certain keep doing certain tutorials following the jewelry trends that are either for the, not so much for the season we are already in, but for the upcoming seasons. Um, so I have that. Oh yeah, and I wanted to show you. I did with the on a live with the sponsors on a sponsors live. For enamel, and the thing was, as I explained to during the live, when you're doing a faux enamel about something, you need to focus. Like this one had a flower, a poppy, and I explained that when you're doing a faux enamel, you must not focus on the realism of what is the element of the enamel, but you need to focus on the realism of the enamel. So yes, this is the I did a little brooch. So this is it, and it's all in faux enamel style. And no enamels were used for this, not even the gold enamel ones. It is just pure polymer clay, pretty much. Um, and we shall talk about that too. I've been looking back and I didn't have time. I told you my biggest uh, enemy is time, because, and hopefully with this new diet I'll get back to have more energy. Um, because that's the main thing. I have so many things I still want to show you. As I said, if I would do a tutorial a day for 2 years, and I would still have more to show you. There are things that I didn't even get to touch. Like for example, the whole crackling techniques, and there are so many to talk about, and I've been experimenting with some new materials and new things. I mean, see, I did all kinds of, and this was something that I was trying to show my sponsors when I had the happy accident of just doing all that mica powder, all boom. Anyway, it happens, but yeah, and then there will be, as I said, there will be using certain things not for what they are designed, and getting some beautiful results with them. But I'm not going to tell you what it is about, because I want it to be a surprise. Yes, and then another tutorial that is almost done. Again, I need to put in the last touches and then render it. But as I said, with my latest video editor, it takes a little bit longer to render stuff. That is the final version of the video that is um, for YouTube, and it will be with for ceramics using chalk pastels, and this is almost done. So there are two that I just need to finish and to render and to upload, and you'll have them really soon. And there will be some other things going on. So let me see where we are. Um, let me think. Did I forget anything? You know that you can always ask me. Oh, and I have to apologize. Um, I'm always trying to answer the questions that I get on the Facebook page or on the email, pretty much as soon as I get them. The problem is that with the fatigue issues I've had lately, I was kind of forced to pretty much shut down Facebook and the browser altogether if I wanted to work, because I need to take advantage of that hour or 2 hours of energy that I have, so I can finish everything that I have to do. And um, so if these days you're getting your answers an hour, 2 or 3 later than you're used to, this is why. I will get to them and I will answer you hopefully in the same day, unless I have a day like on the first where I slept all day long. But believe me, if there is any delay in answering you or answering one of your emails, it is not because I don't care about answering you, or as I said, I'll never say, oh, you're not my sponsor, I'm not going to answer. It's just because I didn't have the time and energy to get to them. And some of you know exactly what I'm talking about, is that total exhaustion when you cannot really do anything else. I mean, it would be, I think I told you one time, it's like there's a table a yard away from the couch you're laying on, and it's got a glass of water on it, and you're dying of thirst, but you'd rather die of thirst than having to get up and get that glass of water. You're just so tired and so exhausted. So that's the only thing that would get me to answer to your questions later than usual these days, because as I said, I have quite a few things in plan and I'm trying to catch up. And the other thing that I wanted to thank everybody for using my Amazon influencer store and for purchasing things using my affiliate link to Polyclay Play, because that helped me. Number one, I was able to finally get a bigger monitor, so now I don't have to strain to see what's going on the screen. Now I can actually see. And with the money that, remember I told you that I was putting on the Amazon gift cards, so I can everything that I was earning as commission from the store, I was putting on, and I still put it on Amazon gift cards, so I can achieve my goal. And I was able to actually snag a very nice monitor with the Amazon Prime Day. So less strain on my eyes. Actually, let me see if it will allow me to switch camera. And if it does, I will show you the monitor. I need to get the camera the other way so you won't see it. Okay, good. I just got it over off the. Just a second. I just turned it around so many times that it got. Just a second. There we go. Now let me try and switch it so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay. So yeah, this is my new monitor, and you can see it is pretty big, and you can even see a crack in the wall. Yeah, we had another, but that's just the plaster. We had another few earthquakes here in Oklahoma, but see how big it is. And now I don't have to worry about not being able to see what's going on the screen. And here's the effect that I was telling you about. It's better to see with this camera than with the other one. And see how gorgeous it looks, and it looks exactly like a old copper. I just need to cover it with some whatchamacallit, translucent, to keep it properly. Okay, now the other things that I'm going to try and do, I've been thinking of trying to do a small series on YouTube that would be dedicated especially and specifically to beginners. You know, I mean, from picking up what kind of clay. I already did something on conditioning, so I will not dwell much on that. But you know, all these little tips and advice for somebody who's just starting, and not necessarily just for the people who are just starting, because honestly, I mean, I've been working with clay for, gosh, almost 30 years. And there are still things that, yay, Soile, yes. Um, there are still things that I discover and learn every day. You know, I mean, you never know enough. You never know enough, and you always learn things. And there are all kinds of tips and tricks that are making your life easier. So I thought, why not start making a little series of this kind of stuff because it might be helpful. And then there was another thing, and my chemo brain just hit because I wanted to say about one more thing I wanted to do. Oh yes, I did not forget. I did not get around to it yet. To do, I'm planning on doing a central live transmission that would simultaneously broadcast on YouTube and on Facebook and be actually embedded in the website. I just need to get there and set it up. So there are so many things I need to do. It's just to have the energy to actually do them. And I know that a few people with whom I talked about my whole the other channel, and they said, yeah, but aren't you going to spread yourself too thin? Well, I don't think I will, because I'm going to be very honest. If I'm going to tape what I'm cooking, I'm not going to edit. I mean, at least not a lot. I'm not going to put on music. I'm not going to anything. If I'm going to edit, I'm going to just edit times, like instead of showing on the video that I am whipping for 20 minutes, I only show when I start and when I end, but it will be a talked thing. So I don't think it will take me a lot of time. And then the vlogging, I'll just tape myself, because I don't have that many subscribers on that channel. So it will be a while until I can do a live. So I'll just do vlogging, because sometimes it's very hard for me to write because of my fingers, So yeah. And what other things? Yes, I want to do a few videos and tutorials on making tutorials, on what you need to keep in mind, take into consideration how you can build a budget to do that. Um, and also, I know that it was and it will still be one of the parts of the prize of the Imagine contest, a consultation with me on how can you grow your business online without investing too much money. And that will still exist, and it will be designed on the specific needs of that specific contestant. But I was actually thinking of making a few videos to help people doing exactly that, be able to start having an online presence without having to spend a whole bunch of money, and how you can actually go from little to little and get everything that you need, even if you start with a bottle as a roller, and I don't know, a kitchen knife or a blade, and stuff like that. How you can, because I think I told you, when I started playing again here in the US, I actually got myself, I think that the budget was $15. Let me think, because I got three three packs of clay, 3 packs or 2 packs. No, I think there were 3 packs of clay. I know it was a flesh one, and I think that I got a translucent too, and a green one. And I had my cuticle thing, this, and the toothpick and the needle. And that's how I did my first sculptures. And of course, they were itty bitty things, you know, like little pixies and little stuff. And I sold those on eBay, not for a lot of money, you know, I think it was like $15 or $20 each. And then as I was getting more, and then I made a mermaid that I didn't sell, I still have it. And then little by little, you know, I was making little things and selling them, not super duper things, you know, stuff that would sell fast, and selling them and then getting me new things. And this is how you can go. All you have to do is have a little bit of patience, but you can go like that very easily and be able to slowly get yourself everything that you need. Yes, if you want to have all this and all that and all the other, it will amount to hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in the end. But it's one thing to come up with all of them at once, and one thing to start to actually produce your money that need to be reinvested. And I think that I did that when I was still working, so I didn't have a lot of time for it. But yeah, I'm thinking of doing maybe a few videos on exactly that, on how you can budget and start your a little business as an artist. So I'm starting to get tired, and I still have stuff to do. So I think I will tell you goodbye for today. And if there's anything else, as I said, you can still contact me, even if I'm not going to respond quite easily. And it's still faster for me to answer if you contact me on Facebook compared to contacted me on the email. So that is it. As I said, I'm getting tired, and I think it's time for me to get my next pain medication. And tomorrow, definitely, I'm not going to do much. If I feel good later today, I will do another a public live to do something real quick and simple. But that's not a promise. As I said, it depends how I feel. Tomorrow I will have to take the day off because I'm going grocery shopping, and from now on, I'm not going to plan on doing anything during the shopping days. If I can, I can. If not, I won't count on it. Okay. So thank you for being here with me. And yes, I'll see you in later lives. Yes, there will be, I will try to do a live tomorrow. I'm not promising. As I said, we might skip a Sunday and have a live sometime next week, as I know that normally I had the lives Sundays at 12. But as I said, I really need to go do grocery shopping, and I don't know how I will feel when I get back. So thank you for everything. And once again, check my website. Remember, you can always support me by becoming my sponsor, and you can check my sponsors rewards on the website. I even there's on the homepage, there's an article where I keep updating whatever my sponsors got that month. Actually need to update it for July. And there's all described usually in my video descriptions. So thank you for being here with me, and I'm looking forward to more lives now that it started again. Thank you for being here. Have a wonderful weekend. Goodbye.